Turkish drones, whether used directly by Ankara or provided to allies, have altered the outcomes of recent regional conflicts and captured the attention of military experts worldwide. Some of these experts characterize this new warfare fighting with a large number of small things as the opening phase of a revolution in military affairs. Turkey's newfound military clout and the willingness to use it have raised concerns in Washington, with many members of Congress calling for President Joe Biden to curb Ankara's actions. In Syria, Turkey's drone-driven assaults took out 2 jets, 2 drones, 8 helicopters, and 135 tanks. A jet-powered unmanned combat aerial vehicle currently under development by Turkish defense company Baykar. The aircraft is being developed as part of Project MIUS. The future version, Kizilelma-B, will be supersonic. Kizilelma is an unmanned combat aircraft with turbofan engines and stealth features, whose design and development is continued by a Turkey-based unmanned aerial vehicle manufacturer. The unmanned fighter aircraft. The testing process of Bayraktar Kizilelma unmanned fighter plane project, which was developed with Baykar's 20 years of deep technology accumulation and experience, will continue with ground tests. Bayraktar Kizilelma's first flight is planned to be carried out in 2023. Bayraktar Kizilelma will be a platform that will revolutionize the battlefield with its landing and takeoff capability, especially for ships with short runways. Bayraktar Kizilelma, which has been developed to have the ability to land and take off on short runway ships such as the TCG Anadolu ship, which Turkey has built and is currently conducting cruise tests, will play an important role in overseas missions thanks to this capability. With this ability, it will take an active role in the protection of the Blue Homeland. Unlike unmanned aerial vehicles, Bayraktar Kizilelma, which can perform air-air combat like manned warplanes with aggressive maneuvers, will change the balance on the battlefield with this feature. The unmanned fighter aircraft, which is being developed by Turkish engineers and technicians with the experience gained from Bayraktar TB2 and Bayraktar Ikinci, will also provide effectiveness against air targets with domestic air-air munitions. Development. The Kizilelma, meaning red apple in Turkish, has been developed by Baykar, which is responsible for the Bayraktar TB2 that has seen notable combat success in the hands of Azerbaijan and Ukraine, as well as the larger Bayraktar Ikinci. The Kizilelma is a very different proposition, however, claimed to be supersonic, having a degree of reduced observable characteristics, and tailored for the kinds of air combat missions typically undertaken by manned fighter jets. Powered by a single Ukrainian-designed Ivchenko Progress turbofan engine, the Kizilelma has a canard delta configuration, of the kind seen on some other reduced observable combat aircraft designs, including China's J-20 manned fighter and mysterious Dark Sword drone. The use of canards is a trade-off between low observability and maneuverability, although some measures can be taken to limit their impact on radar signature. The tail surfaces consist of canted vertical stabilizers. According to the technical requirements, the Kizilelma should have an endurance of 5 to 6 hours, a combat radius of 500 nautical miles, and a service ceiling of 35,000 feet. Maximum takeoff weight is 13,228 pounds, including a payload of 3,306 pounds. That payload will include disposable stores carried in an internal weapons bay, further preserving its stealth characteristics. Weapons are likely to include examples of the wide range of air-to-ground precision munitions and air-to-air missiles developed by Turkish industry. Ukraine sends machines. Baykar Technology Technical Manager Selçuk Bayraktar informed that Ukraine continues to deliver the engines for the Kizilelma combat unmanned aircraft system despite the war. It is planned to use Ukrainian-origin AI-25 TLT and AI-322F turbofan engines in Kizilelma. There will be 3 different engine options: 1 AI-25 TLT, AI-322F, or 2 AI-322F for different needs. A contract was signed with Ukraine for the supply of engines for Kizilelma. It can be evaluated that the AI-25TLT without afterburner developed over the AI-25TL, which is used in L-39 Albatros trainer aircraft and can give approximately 16.9 knots of thrust, will have this thrust value at least. It is more likely to be used as a first-phase motor due to its low cost, simplicity, and thrust. The second engine option, the AI-322F with afterburner, will be a much more compatible option for an aircraft with aggressive flight characteristics like the Kizilelma AI-322F. It can produce a maximum thrust of 24.5 kN without afterburner, 44.1 kN with afterburners, and can operate up to Mach 1.6. The AI-322 is currently used in twin-engine Hongdu L-15 light attack aircraft. Supersonic airframe. The Kizilelma is an unmanned aircraft featuring a low RCS supersonic airframe equipped with an AESA radar. The aircraft is powered by a turbofan engine fed by 2 air inlets. Yaw control is achieved with 2 vertical stabilizers. The aircraft has coupled canard controls for increased maneuverability or better controlling the main wing airflow. Internal compartments will allow the aircraft to operate in contested environments while sustaining low observability. The Kizilelma has a maximum takeoff weight, MTOW, of 6,000 kilograms, 13,200 pounds, with 1,500 kilograms of said weight available for the payload. According to data shared by the company, the Kizilelma will have an operational altitude of 35,000 feet, 10,670 meters. A power to be considered. Forbes magazine also closely branded Turkey's air capabilities, which will meet with the sky in the 100th anniversary of the Republic. The magazine also focused on Kizilelma, developed by Baykar. In its news titled here is the military aircraft that Turkey hopes to perform its first flights in 2023. In the news, which describes Kizilelma as Turkey's first jet-powered unmanned aerial vehicle, Baykar claims that it will be a force to be reckoned with, especially considering its aggressive maneuverability and stealth against radars. Statements were included. In addition to having a satellite delta configuration similar to China's J-20 Mighty Dragon stealth fighter, the Red Apple has an internal weapons bay and can even fire air-to-air missiles. This gives it protection against potentially enemy drones or helicopters.